Hey everybody, it's ProbablyRed. Okay, so today we're doing the Time Starter. This is a deck for people new to the game. I've included a couple of rares and one legendary I believe you get at the start of the game. I'm not super sure about Grodov Stranger. And if you don't have Grodov Stranger, I'd say craft a Predatory Carnosaur and throw it in there. Not a premium one, of course. Because I've looked through the time cards, and these are the best combination of time cards I think that you could run out of commons to uncommons with these couple of big creatures, in here. Okay, so quick note. Versus the Justice deck, since this is a little bit of ramp, and when I say a little bit, I mean a very little bit, and a good amount of card draw, decent card draw. A little bit, not too little bit. There's a good amount. Okay, there's a decent amount of max power. So this deck is more apt to use its heavy hitters versus the Justice deck. The Justice deck, you could probably cut those, run some more commons on commons or whatever rares you got and be fine. In this deck, this is like, these are powerful cards. I'm even running these 4/7 drops that become 5 drops when you. Okay, we'll get to all the cards. We're gonna do a quick run through of all the cards real quick. Not super quick, but quick enough. And then we're gonna get to the games to show you like what kind of plays, what to watch out for, what decisions can mean a loss for us, and what right decisions can mean a win for us. Of course, all subject to our opponent's plays, etc. So let's jump in. Sand Warrior. This is a 3/3 for 0, but you have to have the right amount of time influence. It's the whole reason we're running Time Symbol. I'm pretty sure it's the only card in the entire deck that it matters for. And honestly, since we don't have a lot of 1-drops, I think that the cost of having Time Symbol is really paid by having the Sand Warriors. I think just like we don't have a lot of 1-drops, again, is a good reason to, if we can get maybe like on turn 2 a nice little 2-drop and a 0-drop, it could be pretty nice to have a Sand Warrior. It's just a solidly statted little unit. 3/3 is pretty good. Borderlands Lookout. I'm going to go ahead and say that this card's pretty weak, but it's the strongest 1-drop in common and uncommon, in my opinion, in Expedition for time. It can be really great. If your opponents run 3 colors, which is a little bit rarer in Bronze Silver from what I've noticed, then this thing could be a 3/2 for 1. That's great. That's about on par with Sand Warrior, if a little worse. It's very rarely going to be 4/2. And if your opponent's running a 5-color deck, they're doing some wonky stuff. But it's a 5/2, so that's pretty crazy. Normally, it's going to be a 1/2 for 1, with the potential to be a 2/2 or a 3/2. And then, like, once you get, I would say, into like late silver, gold, most likely people are going to be running 2 colors. This format is actually particularly bad for Borderlands Lookout since there's so many monocolor payoffs, especially in the less rarity cards. So, if you could think of another card you'd rather run over it, then go ahead and run that one. This is just trying to have an aggressive or at least decently statted start to the game. Apprentice Mage. 2/2 for 2 with plus and maximum power. 2/2 for 2, in my opinion, is better than 1 cost 1/1 with plus and maximum power. There's another card that is this exact card, but it's a 1/1 for 1. I think this is the better version of that. Comes out a little later, so you're ramping your turn 3 into a 4-cost play, and there's not a lot of 4 costs in this deck, which can be kind of wonky. But I mean, if you don't drop this turn 2, because there's a lot of other 2-drops, going from your on turn 3 dropping an Apprentice Mage, and then going from skipping 4 and going to 5, you can get your Terrazons out, you can play some of your Warm Cullings, and you can play your Nahid Desolations. And then other than that, it's just ramp to get you out there. So there isn't a lot of 4-drops, which is kind of a sad thing because you want 4-drops. You can play 2/2-drops though. There's an insane amount of 2-drops going on. Like, well, if you're going from 3 to, yeah, if you're going from 3 to 4. So your turn 3, since there's not a lot of 3-drops either, you can really get a bunch of 2-drops out, kind of swarm the board. Ramp. Next, this card's amazing. Desert Alchemist. This is a card you would run way later. Like, you're going to run this card in Expedition. It's great, in my opinion. 2 cost 2/1, Deadly Ambush. Boom. It's just a kill spell. Wow. It's like a better version of Scorpion Wasp, except it doesn't have flying. Here's the kicker. It has Summon Plunder, so it can fix if you've got your big units and you're not ready, and usually you want to keep your big units around because you're going to be ramping into them with your maximum power boosts. But if you just have like a flood of 2-drops or something, you just don't need. Yes, Desert Alchemist is amazing. That plunder ability, oh my gosh. Swap it out. Sigil to get a card draw off the treasure trove, or just making one of your, basically making one of your units, which there's a lot in this deck, or making one of your like spells you don't need, like say you don't need to kill Predator's Instinct, then you're good to go. You can just go ahead and get rid of it and get a sigil, like get yourself where you need to be as far as your power base. Since we're running base 25, it's good to have a little bit of plunder in here. Makes it more consistent. Okay, so Magnificent Stranger, 2 cost 2/3, decent stats for the early game. Okay, and there's no Stranger synergy. And another thing is there's not. I mean, there's Grodov Stranger, but there's not too many Stranger decks running around Expedition right now. Just a thing that isn't been happening. It hasn't been happening, you know. So, let's see, where was I going with that? That cost reduction can be amazing. If you hit a Grodov Stranger, Towering Terrors Uneven, like just having a 3 cost 6/5 vanilla, great. A 4 cost Predatory Carnosaur, you know, Talir getting cost reduced, actually be able to play it early and like have a great effect on the board. 2/3 bodies pretty good in the early game, and it gives you a little bit of cost reduction off the top. There is a very minor synergy in this deck with Grodov Stranger and Magnificent Stranger. You don't see a lot of Stranger decks. Your opponent isn't going to get that much benefit when they attack with their Strangers, hopefully. You just don't see it that often on an Expedition ladder. It just doesn't happen as much. So you should be fine. And, you know, this will get that buff from your neutral layer. Temple Scribe. 2 cost 1/1. Not much there, unless you're getting the pluses. And there's not a lot of other ways to make this card bigger. But just having this as a chump blocker, or just another unit to like attack in with if your opponent is like playing a control deck or something, and it replaces itself and gives you a little teeny tiny bit of life, it's pretty nice, and it gets you to your other cards, which you don't have a lot of copies of, so I think it's worth running. Trailmaker, this is just, in this deck, it's almost exactly a worse version of the Apprentice Mage, because it just dies to smaller things. And it does help with Sand Warrior a like very small fraction of the game, but then it just kind of doesn't matter anymore. But it is good to have that extra maximum power bonus. It just helps. It makes it so you can play your cards. Next, let's talk about Scorpion Wasp. This is just, I would say it's a different version of Desert Alchemist. Doesn't smooth out your deck as much, but you can get rid of a giant flyer. It's a little bit more situational. Actually, it's more versatile, oddly enough, but its benefits are more situational than Desert Alchemist's. But it is overall, because it has the extra ability, a more versatile card. Another ambush wreck your opponent card. Timekeeper. Okay, so this is one reason why Trailmaker is really solid and the symbol is really solid that I didn't even think about when I was talking about Sand Warrior. Yeah, it's another thing that synergizes with having the plus and plus one. It's like, you know, Justice has the Mantle, Time has the Timekeeper. This is very weak to silence, so there'll be a couple silence effects that just wrecks this thing, but if not, I mean, you're getting really good value. It's at least a 4/4 for 4, and then just after that, as long as you're getting influence, it's great. And I forgot, so that's one reason why Trailmaker is pretty good. I think that the Apprentice Mage is just, I think it might be a little bit better. You know, I might just run, I don't know, make a change to the deck in the middle. I literally just not crafted this, but built this deck. And I'm still kind of thinking about what could be better, what could be worse. So maybe at the end I'll like consider if something didn't work out, if I wanted Trailmaker more than I wanted Apprentice Mage. You know, let's just do that now, because either way, the Apprentice Mage isn't as interesting, even though I was like singing praises about it. It's not as interesting as Trailmaker, because like that potential synergy. No. Okay, see how indecisive I am? So that's how interchangeable cards can be. Especially since they fill the same role. There's different versions, so that's fine. That's 7 of the same card almost, which is nice for consistency's sake. Let's move on. 5 cost 6/5. That is a simple card. It's a very good rate though. At 5, you know, you're getting a giant unit that's your opponent kind of has to deal with. Plus, it synergizes really well with Predatory Instinct because it can kill a lot of pretty decently threatening units, and it could even trade up pretty well. Not a lot of cards get too much bigger than that. I mean, they can, but they don't always, really. So it's a big beater. It's very necessary. It's good common. You'll replace it with better cards in the future, but that's okay. Grodov Stranger. That's a lot of text on that card, but it's not that complicated. It's a 6 cost 6/6. Okay, it's a stranger, so it triggers its own ability. When a player plays a stranger, including this, they get a random sigil from their deck. So when you'll play this, you'll get a time sigil. Okay, and then when Grodov Stranger attacks, you get to shuffle a void of your choice into its owner's deck and then draw a card. So this can make your deck a little bit more consistent to draw units instead of sigils. So it's kind of a weird state that this deck is in for that, because there's only a couple of really big drops that you're looking for. So if you add in a bunch of your utility creatures that have died and your 2 utility cards that have gone to your graveyard, it's not too significant of a boost. Now, if your opponent is like a certain combo deck or certain like looking for their late game cards, you might be able to mess them up. Or if they're a recursion deck, like from their graveyard, you can mess them up by that. But honestly, if you shuffle your own cards, getting a power, one of these cards instead of a power could be better. Be able to use your Desert Alchemist and your Scorpion Wasp again, because they most assuredly will be dying a lot. Can be pretty nice. Yeah. And especially if you can get back your Nahid's Distillations. That's a great top deck. So yeah, there you go, Grodov Stranger. It's a very weird card. I think it got nerfed twice because it was so strong. And I still think it's very solid. I'm pretty sure for some reason you get one of these just for playing, but if not, Neck, or another Predatory Carnosaur if you have it, or just like another time rare. There's a pretty good amount of good time rares. Or if you have another legendary time card that isn't just weird jank. Like, if it's like 5 cost 5/5, 6 cost 6/6, or better rate, you probably want to run it, unless it has a terrible, terrible like disadvantage to the card in the abilities. Anyways, so Predatory Carnosaur, it's like the flipped version of the Towering Pteranodon. It's got more defensive stats, and it costs 1 more. But it comes with your Predatory Instinct already attached to it. One thing I didn't notice with Grodov Stranger, this card has amazing synergy with Predatory Instinct, because you instantly get to attack and do that little Void Shuffle, and I didn't mention that you also get a draw card, so it kind of replaces the Predatory Instinct if you play this on 7. Just fun fact, I forgot that it draws a card when you attack, which is great, in addition to the shuffling thing. This card is insane. But yeah, so Predatory Carnosaur already comes with a Predatory Instinct attached to it. Talir Timeless, with a little bit higher cost, a little bit better stats, and an added on ability that says when Talir attacks, play the top card of your deck for free. We're trying to stuff a bunch of pretty expensive cards in this deck. Like, I mean, even if it's a Timekeeper or a Towering Pteranodon, it's pretty solid. So a good, and Nahid's Distillation would be great to play for free. So yeah, Take a Worm Calling, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot going on here. So good card, good solid card. That won't happen too often because people like see that and like if they can't remove it, you pretty much got the game in the bag. But the extra free cards, even if it's a sigil, is fine. Predatory Instinct, Predator's Instinct. This just gives a unit killer. Definitely good on your, if you just like want to have a good tempo play and just use all your power you can at the end of somebody's turn and ambush these in. They already have a threatening unit out. You can combine this. You're losing a card by doing that, unless you like plundered away a sigil that you'll never need. But it can be worth it if you have something that's like really threatening the board state. And it's just good on some of your bigger units to like get small units that can be a threat, so you can attack in like without having to worry, since this deck doesn't have a lot of life gain. Worm Culling is a one of. It's a card you should have just for I think the tutorials or just playing. And it makes 2 efficiently statted cards. That's it. And they're 5 cost 7/7 worms, giant sandworms. And it's nice to just like have 2 units for 1 card. You're paying 8 for the first one, but you're only paying 5 for the second one. So it's actually a really good deal, and especially over several turns, it can be really nice. Nahid's Distillation. I've mentioned this card several times. I think it's pretty solid as a beginner card because it just gets you a ton of cards, and you have a lot of utility units that won't be attacking in all the time. This card can be extraordinary, and at 5, 3 cards is pretty darn good. It can really refill your hand and get you to the cards that are going to make you win. Alright, so let's do some... Oh yeah, and then I have the basic same concept as the Justice base, except instead of armor, you get 2 health when you have 4 time and play Amber Waste, or yeah, 3 and then play this because you get 1. Anyways, yeah, and then 17 and 4, yep, running the time symbols for the Timekeeper and the Sand Warrior. Let's start. Okay, so another retcon. Remember how I totally retconned the Trailmaker for the other unit? This is probably pretty confusing, but this happens a lot. This is just this is kind of a regular example of what would happen if you were building a deck. You'd be like, okay, let's go Expedition, and then later find out that you added a card that was not an Expedition. I made a mistake. So instead we put in another rare, Bodian Rocks. I think it's okay. It's a 7 cost, 9/9 with pledge, so if you get it in your opening hand, you can just play it as a sigil. I think it's a pretty good idea too, because you don't really want this opening hand. And at the end of the turn, if you have no cards in your hand, draw Bodian Rocks from your deck. So in theory, with the deck's consistency, like the composition I mean, with the deck's composition, it should mean that you're able to play it soon, or now. After like your next turn comes around. So I think it's a solid little replacement for the captain. Alright, we're up against Queen Sabine. Ooh, okay. I like this hand. Get to see that synergy between Trailmaker and Timekeeper. That's fantastic. We got a 0 cost 3/3, and we got a little bit of interaction with the Scorpion Wasp. Let's see what Queen Sabine's doing. Okay. Of course we're gonna gain time. Always gain time with that because of the Timekeeper. We should run 4 of these now. I might edit that. I might go ahead and add in a 4th and then 2 Apprentice Mages. Because that synergy, I've reconsidered it and I think it's pretty powerful. Let's go ahead and attack all out. Because if we lose the maximum power, I'm pretty sure we keep our temporary power, which we gained at the beginning of the turn to fill out our power. I think that's pretty hard for them to deal with. A 4/4. And it's going to get bigger. They can make it smaller by killing this. Or we could play a 3/3. That's also a good way. Wow, I haven't seen a disrupt in a while. More of a draft card, but hey, I'm running some cards you would most likely run in draft until you get better cards to replace them for your constructed deck. Alright, so let's go ahead and start throwing these out there just to have a little bit of a tempo advantage. Honestly, for the maximum power, I'm just going to attack and let them have a choice. I shouldn't have let them have... Yeah, because I'm not wasting a card. That's why it's better. Let's end turn. If they decide to attack it, I'll block with my 1/1, because it saves me from using a Predator's Instinct. Oof. Start freeing up some of these little units. Block. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Predator's Instinct on the Sand Warrior. Save this. Clearly attack with our 2/1, save our max power. Maybe ramp into our big stuff later. Ah, I should have attacked. I forgot it doesn't remain exhausted. Now they have a charge unit I can block, but it's very unlikely. Misplayed. I want to push as much damage as possible, even though they're playing an aggressive deck. This actually works out. Do we want to draw 3 or want to kill that? I think we want to kill that, so that they don't get the advantage of increasing their spell's damage. Get a little bit more push damage. We're going to see towards the end of the game if that 1 damage mattered. So if they win with 1 health, it made a pretty big difference, I would say. I'm missing that damage off the Scorpion Wasp attack. Okay. Let's exhaust the 1/1, see what we can draw. Okay. Not bad. We'll play the Sigil. Swing in for 2. I get another Sand Warrior. Oof. The Sand Warrior is going to get stunned. Which isn't too bad. Because we can go Tears on. Oh, that's surprising. They probably got a big flyer. That's not good for us. Okay. Oh. Oh, they just don't want that to die. That makes sense. We don't really want to push here. We will once we have that 6/5, because then if they take the 6, they're going to end up losing. So it's great news for us just now. Now they have to trade. This is going pretty well. They get their chakram back, but we push for a good bit of damage there. We'll drop another big unit. Good game. Let's go to the next one. So, this is actually a pretty nice little startup. I got the little Trailmaker synergy again. Like, I'm seeing the Trailmaker. I didn't add the 4th one in yet. Hello, Sheep the Black. I guess I can say it's gonna be good. I don't have hello. I'm sorry, Sheep the Black. So for 2, we could go ahead and go Trailmaker. Yep, there we go. Hey, look at there. I like that Wyatt avatar. It's really cool. We want to go 4, right? What the heck, Sheep the Black? Okay, we had a pretty good start there. Let's go to the next game. Oh, right, we're up against Techno Sleeves. Ooh, I like that Diamond Blade. That's really cool. We did take out an Apprentice Mage this time and added in a Trailmaker, but this hand's a keeper. I like this hand a lot. We want to get up to Nahid's Desolation as soon as possible and get that advantage. We are not running the what do they call it? The darn Teuton Evangel for time. Grodov's Evangel. Because I don't think charge is super strong. Max power over drawing a card. Yes. His next turn we can Temple Scribe and then Predatory Instinct. Predator's Instinct. I keep calling Predatory Instinct. Let's draw a card. See if we draw a Sigil. Okay, we didn't. Then we can safely play that. And the lifesteal's kind of bad for us. It's not the end of the world, though. We have a little bit of ability to, like, when we get up to the late game, we can just deal enough damage to mitigate whatever lifesteal they did. So I kind of... Whoa. What even? What is that? Kira Ascending. I believe... Yeah, this is one of the cards from the new Awakening set. When you play a spell directly on Kira, draw a card. Now, that's pretty solid. We might have to just get rid of that. I don't want to lose any of my units. Honestly, I kind of want to plunder. Yeah, I'm gonna do some funky stuff here. I'm gonna plunder. Honestly, I don't think that the Timekeeper is super strong here. We're just gonna get this going. What do you got in reaction? It's deadly, so no matter how much they buff it, we'll take it out. Because they got one open, they could find us hour. Well, that does, that does work. If it's invulnerable to damage, it's invulnerable to damage. Yeah. Wow. Good play. Dang it. I want to go Nahid's Desolation so I can get that replacement sigil just in case they do kill my 2/2. I gotta get rid of that Kira. The card is very good. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, it's only spell. Okay. It reminds me of that one cost time legendary that like has a mastery ability that gets like a big buff. It's a little bit faster though. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So exhaust this. I probably should exhaust this because I'm more likely to block with this. We didn't get any sigils. So we really just need to hurry up and accelerate our game so where we can block these things. The distillations are going to help us because eventually we're going to have to discard. Now we need to start playing some Terrazon action. I think we'll draw a sigil. If not, we're just going to play some of these and just hope we got to block some of this stuff. Okay, now that's not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world. We have one type of influence. Let's go here. And then Worm Culling might be what we're looking for, really. Do a little bit of chump blocking, because at 1-2, this isn't going to get any better against Mono Justice. That's a solid Justice deck they're playing there. This card is incredible. Okay. What's going on? Whoa. I know what we're blocking. Give another attacking unit her attacking unit. That's just a nightmare for us. Okay, there we go. Boom. Sandworm. That's permanent too. Wow, well played, Techno Sleeves. You just kicked our butt. Whoa. We're up against Toppelgeist. A little questionable of a hand. We don't really want to start with these cards. We do got a Temple Scribe, Desert Alchemist. Well, yeah, we can get rid of one of them with Desert Alchemist. I'd probably get rid of the Carnosaur, but maybe not. We'll see. I'll keep this. This is definitely tolerable. We have tons of influence. Tons of it. We're hoping to draw some sigils off the top ASAP. Temple Scribe will help us do that. Our opponent seems like they are AFK, or they're making a very difficult decision. One of the two. I might, after this is just like a thought. No, I'm not going to say it, because then I'll be like, I'll have to do it. We're just going to see how this goes, as far as time, and I want to make the video concise, and I want it to be a guide, you know, I throw some extra stuff in there, like I did the deck building. We'll just see. There could be a whole separate video for, you know, other things. Man, what's going on, opponent? We were trying to make a video here. Why are you slow playing? Maybe they had to go to the restroom. Not to be gross, but it's a possibility. Oh, they're trying to rope tease us. Is that what's going on here? I hope not. Very impressive. Oh, okay. We're good, as long as you're not doing that again. Let's go maximum power first. Let's go time and turn. See what our opponent is up to. I might have been a bit too BM-y if they actually just had something that they had to do. Alright, so let's go more maximum power, and let's see if it ends up hampering us. I mean, ooh, that's not bad. Just got rid of that. Looks like they're playing Combre. Interesting. Pass that turn over. Okay. can invoke with that, and that gives them a large amount of... That's a pretty solid card right there. Let's see. Do we just Worm Coal? I think it's too early to Worm Coal. Let's attack because they have 0 up. And then we'll play this. Maybe we should have went Temple Scribe hoping to draw into a Sigil. But this will guarantee us a double play next turn if we want it. Yeah, I'll probably go Maximum Stranger. Maximum Stranger! Ugh. I don't like that. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Let's just go Magnificent Stranger, and then we'll drop that Desert Alchemist as a surprise, but they will get a free card off the top if they even attack. Ooh. I'm not muting them because they have an entertaining thing going on there with their comments. It's pretty funny. Oh, they know. They know. Hopefully they think it's something else. But they're gonna attack. Well, we're gonna take 4 damage and they're gonna get something up the top. But hey. They have 2. They could make their creature invulnerable to damage. We saw that recently. Honestly, let's get rid of one of the Nahid installations. It seems like it might just be a tad bit slow in this current scenario. Okay, we're good. Took a crud ton of damage, but we're fine. Okay. They are, they just sacked their Ancestral Oasis and they're invoking time. So, just to clarify for anybody who doesn't already know, Invoke lets you get an attachment, a spell, and unit. Like, of those 3, you have 1 of each of those options. So, you pick. Okay, so let's go Time Sigil. You know, let's draw a card, and let's go Worm Culling. We'll just swing out. A couple 5-drops, just in case our maximum power goes away in some capacity. Next turn we can get a Predatory Carnosaur out, or we could just drop this because it's safer. Ooh, what are they burying? No! We might just want to go into Heat Isolation just in case we lose 2 units. The reason being is that we want to push now. We want to push now. We'll do this once we run out of gas. That's one of the best reasons for this card. Is like once you're out of cards, you can just play that. And if you really run out of cards, then eventually you get a 7-cost 9/9 if you're running this exact list. Interesting choice. Ooh, Exalted. Oh, because of Grodov's burn. Not exactly good for us. To be honest, I have no idea why that made him discard a card. I have no idea what's going on there. Does he have a relic I don't know of? Okay, we're good. I don't know. Let's go... I want to go Predatory Carnosaur, because we get a body, and we get to get rid of his Exalted unit. We'll swing in for 3, put him at 13, that's perfect. Because that gets us, next turn, 8 damage, and 8 damage, 2-turn clock's not bad. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, is Vanquish in a current? Oh, Evoke. Okay, so let's A-space here. And then we're gonna go ahead and just drop stuff. Silence doesn't matter too much here. You can silence the max power. We had been not struggling with power, we've actually been pretty fortunate with power, but we've been on the edge. A little bit less power could have spelled doom for us. Okay, so Topple Guys wasn't BMing this. They just didn't know what was going on, or they like set their phone down, didn't think about it. I'll give them a GG once this is all over. Even if they pull it out. Good game. Alright, we're up against Duo Cat. Ooh, we can keep that. We can definitely keep that. Go time symbol. Yeah, we can keep this. Got a lot of sigils, and not a lot of like actual cards, but the nice thing about this deck, since it has such a high unit count, we have board access. Just by nature of the way this deck plays. And if we get a time walk or a timekeeper, it's gonna be a big timekeeper. Okay, and yep, I'll block into that. Go ahead and use your ability. Permanent +3/+3. Ouch. I mean, if I didn't block, they would just hit me in the face with 5 damage, so... But then I would have my units done, so... I don't know. I'm not gonna block that, because we can't kill it. We'll risk the kill, depending on the scenario, especially early game, we can get that. Oh, we need some deadly action. Not killer action, deadly action. Because we can't really raise that, can we? Can we raise it? We'll try. They got us on a 3-turn clock, we got them on a 2-turn clock? Not anymore. Take a block. They're marketing too. Ooh, think I could get a harsh. Oh no. Harshal isn't an expedition. What could they get? Oh. Oh. That is. That's intense. We'll just swing out. Nope. No, yeah, we'll swing out. Go back to 6 next turn and go to 7 after that. We're perfectly fine if they didn't decide to block. We could block the 3-2. They got us on a 2-turn clock. We still got them on us. 11. Yeah, we're kind of doomed here, huh? Yeah, they got us. Good game. Well played. Let's go next game. Alright, we're up against Do. I'm assuming they're a librarian. Redraw. Maybe they're like douche. Never mind. I'm not gonna keep saying that. Do be quiet or do shush is what that's short for. I don't know. I know what they're going with. Just trying to be silly. Anyways. Okay. Let's go with Borderlands Lookout 2/2. Hey, we're up against Stone Scar. It's getting that +1 attack. It's actually pretty solid. A 1 cost 2 is not bad. Take us a little while to get the Sand Warrior with this hand, but hey, we're gonna get Magnificent Stranger next turn. It'll be good. It'll be good. What's our opponent gonna do? They are thinking currently. Stone Scar tends to be pretty aggressive. Oh, there they go. Okay. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I haven't used this in a while. we're back. Let's go with that. Usually we should attack first, but hey. They have 0 up. They're not playing Justice. There's not a lot of 0 drops used in Fire and Shadow currently at fast speed in Expedition. Alright, they took the damage. Perfect. They have no units in the void. Alright, what are you doing, my friend? Okay. They're pegging us in the air a little bit. We're not super worried because we're going to try to race them on the ground. Ooh. They gave that a buff by sacking the other. No big deal, no big deal. We can deal with that. We'll swing it and let them kill that. We don't mind. They probably won't though. Oh, if I had to bet. We're definitely not going to show them our cards yet. When they have a decision of a block that could kill our unit up. We're going to go Mag Stranger and Sand Warrior on 1 turn. Honestly, I'd take the damage if I was them. Okay, they took it. Good call on them, I would say. I have no interest in blocking that with a Scorpion Wasp. We're going to wait for a juicier target. I would definitely appreciate some sigils off the top. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Okay, and then we can swing in freely. And then now, we'll see how this goes. And just go ahead and drop that Scorpion Wasp at end of turn instead of on attack. Okay, they're being a little aggressive. We'll take the damage, we don't mind. I'm gonna see what they play. We'll surprise them with a Scorpion Wasp. They can probably tell what it is. Okay, what are they gonna sack? That's solid. That's a pretty big unit. They already did get value out of their 4-cost 2/2. What are we not gonna attack with? Well, we're probably not gonna attack with either of these, so we'll draw some cards off this. Hopefully get a sigil. Sigil! Never draw sigils off that, seems. We'll ping them. We could have just blocked their 5/5. I don't know. Blocked their 5/5 with these two would have been a good idea. Why did I do that? Okay, perfect. Trying to be aggressive, and this will help us out. Yeah, we'll take 5. Now we're really getting hit hard, which is kind of a problem. Now we need some sigils. That's what's going on. Hey. We'll drop that Scorpion Wasp to surprise them. That helps a bit. A little bit of a symbol action there. Makes our Timekeeper bigger. We'll swing him. We could double block that. I'd rather just Wasp it away. Wasp my hands of it. Okay. We got a cost reduction off the top. We're going to end our turn. And we'll definitely drop that 3-cost 1/1. Ooh, that's a gnarly unit we got to get rid of ASAP. They have one heck of a board state right now. Okay, this is actually sort of beautiful here. We're gonna go Predator's Instinct here. Go ahead and kill that. And we can swing in here safely. Bit of removal, we'll be at 1. We can do this. A little bit of juice. Start taking out some of them 2-1s with blocks. Okay, good. They had a sigil. It's great news for us. Next turn, what are we doing? What are we doing? I like that. I like that action right there. Let's go Trailmaker. Let's get a little bit more time. Honestly, we'll let them eat our Magnificent Stranger. Our Mag Stranger. It's Magnificent Stranger, right? Yeah, our Magnificent Stranger. If they want a double block, they did not. They have opted to chump block, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Honestly, I'd rather just have a Mag Stranger than play Worm Calling and the next turn gets. Because we don't have enough time for that to be enough. We need to push damage now. We need damage now. Ooh, good game. Oh, they got us the burn out. We're up against Jarvis Mo. Ooh, I kind of like this hand. I hope they're playing 3 colors. I like this hand a lot. I really want one more influence for that Sand Warrior so badly. Let's go ahead and drop a Lookout. We'll probably go, I think maximum power over the draw. Not super sure yet. Really depends on what we get, how avid we are on that solution. We can always draw into it next turn and draw double drop. So let's go max power because I think that's harder to get. It's more important. Yeah, we're not gonna block that. This is gonna be a little bit worse than I thought it was gonna be this game. Alright, so let's start out. We're gonna go Temple Scribe. Hopefully draw a sigil. Not a sigil. We'll go with another 1-2. Swing with our 2-2 and double block with our 1-2s to kill their 2-2. Yeah, you know what I mean. Hopefully. When the enemy unit of your choice will deal damage this turn, instead it deals the damage to itself. Huh. That's unfortunate. Okay. Double blocking. It's a nice promo. Okay, I'm perfectly fine with that. They split a card. We got rid of a card with 2 1-2s. So. Let's go Temple Scribe. We're really hoping to get another influence. We did. Just a little bit slower than we expected it. And we'll double block again. And they find us hour again. We already got card draws off them. Yeah, they got a lot of Warcry going on there. Okay, good. Finally, we got rid of that Aegis Paladin. Card's solid. It's a solid 2 drop. Okay, finally. That's what we're talking about. Do not misclick on that. Oh my gosh, do not misclick on that. I almost clicked Justice. That would have been bad. It's a great card, but do not misclick. And there's that. Swing out with a huge tempo advantage out of nowhere. And then we'll just flash that Scorpion Wasp in there next turn. Right, into their turn. Yeah, it is next turn. We'll drop that in real quick. Looks like they're in the reactionary mode. I wonder what they could be reacting with. We'll just go ahead and attack out. What do they got? Kill an attacking Defiance, I guess. But then that wouldn't have been a... Okay. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all just desserts on my flyer. It had Deadly, and it's hard for them to block if they do get something. Okay. Not exactly what we wanted to see. We were close to killing them. You gotta do what you gotta do, though. Can't play this now because we lost our maximum power, which might have been a bad call. But if we attacked with one, it would just be a little too suspicious. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're not gonna plunder. Good thing we top decked that. Okay, so they just took a lot of our resources and gained a lot of health. That was intense. Holy mackerel, dude. Yeah. That is a pretty gnarly thing they just drew right there. That's not great either for us. Okay. We're just gonna go ahead and go with Grodov Stranger here for a start. Might have to do some funky stuff. We did get a sigil. This is definitely a head scratcher. What is going to happen? Wow. Okay. I got some good stuff going on over there. Ooh, good game. Oh my gosh. Whoa, play Jarvis. Whoa. Yami Yugi. Okay, cool. I love it. We will definitely keep this. Hopefully this isn't a shadow game. Because our win rate hasn't exactly been great so far. But I think this is definitely the optimal commons and uncommons with, you know, the several cards I believe that you get at the start of the game. Or obtain through just playing through like the tutorial and basic quests that you get, that sort of thing. Pretty sure. Okay. Let's go ahead. What do we do? What do we start with? We're gonna start with Trailmaker. Pass. Sounded more like America than Yami Yugi. Come on, the real Yami Yugi wouldn't do this. I mean, maybe if it, like, his life depended on it, he probably would use a stall tactic. It actually doesn't seem too uncharacteristic of Yami Yugi, who is a pharaoh and, you know, a master card player. If he thought that buying himself time, but he would actually be playing some cards. We had 3 people slow rolling. Come on, Yami Yugi. Alright, alright. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Beseech a Throne. Interesting. Draw a card, then plunder. It's pretty solid, I would say. A little bit. It's definitely a slower strategy card. Okay, let's go draw a card. They have not played Influence yet. That's very interesting. It also kind of messes with us. Let's go with Apprentice Mage first. We do have to be careful with our Alchemist, because if we're not, then we could really get messed up if they start removing our maximum power sources. Come on, Yami Yugi. Oh man, I just wanted to battle Yami Yugi. This is my dream. Dang it. Didn't work. Come on, my friend. Ooh. They're playing colorless. Oh, they are playing time. Aha! secret identity revealed. So they can make that into a flying unit. Okay. Let's... It can't do it instantly. No. Okay. Let's swing out. No. Let's be Desert Alchemist. Skipping this. Just go ahead and kill that thing. I'll probably play something bigger, but it gets us like maybe 2 more damage in. It's worth it. Oh, I don't mind. Still killing it. Even more reason to kill it now. And we'll play our Magnificent Stranger, and we'll draw Rocks and Body. You'll see why we're running this now. I really hope we draw a Sigil off the top now. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack out real quick. And drop a Timekeeper. We're looking for a Sigil, but hey, we might just win without it. Ooh, that's a solid card. We probably should consider running that, honestly. I think we got him. Let's see, that's 6, 7, 8. Not quite. Alright. Come on, Yami. Good game. Good game, Yami Yugi. Alright, so if you like this video, go ahead and click like and subscribe. I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much. Let's go quick discussion, because I did change a couple cards throughout the video. I just wanted to clarify the last build, do a little quick talk about it, that sort of thing. Okay. So let's get to this, what does they call that? The after show. Yeah. I think honestly, Time has a really good potential for like a starter deck. And I think it's good to like know how to play Time. It's very, very, this deck in particular is like ridiculously unit heavy. So we could play the big stuff. That's the thing. Is like if you're going up against a slower deck, you get to play your big stuff, and it can make a difference. Towering Terrorzone actually did some incredible work in this deck. It's just solid, cheap, giant threat. Yeah. Overall, I think it's a fun deck, and it's got those same ideas like your as a mid-range deck would have. It's got a very, very massive early game in the 2-drop slot though, which you would want that to be a little bit smaller in a mid-range deck and have a little bit more of the 4/5s. This is a bit of a ramping theme too. And I did like, just a quick clarification, we tried to put the Sand Captain, or whatever it's called, the time version of the Captain that gives all time units +1/+1. It's a Throne exclusive card. You can't run an expedition currently. But you do have Talir for that, and also we did go an extra Trailmaker because I do like the synergy with Trailmaker and Timekeeper, and of course the Sand Warrior. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great night.